Okay, good morning. My name is Sarah. My son Eli is on the team, and this is Delia. She is on Brandon Senior Pink, and we're going to do a quick makeup demonstration for those of you who really don't know how to do the smoky eye. I'm going to give you some tips to make it as easy as possible on both you and your daughter if you have never applied makeup on your child before and you're not super makeup savvy. So, first step is you may want to consider, this is an option, doing some medical tape to set the line so that you don't put eyeshadow where you don't want eyeshadow, and it will make it a lot easier on both of you if you don't have to kind of wipe it off. So just be careful to come right underneath her eyelashes so you don't catch any eyelashes in the tape, and you're just going to come right straight out from the natural lash line. Now, this is medical tape. I personally wouldn't use one that's this thick, but this is what we had, so this is what I'm doing. But you can get the thinner kind of cloth medical tape, and that will work really well. So what you're going to need is 3 shades to do your smoky eye. You may be able to find them in a palette. You may already have a smoky palette at home, or you may want to purchase them individually, which you can do as well. They offer shadows that you can buy kind of any color that you need. So the 3 colors that you're going to need are a shimmery silver, a matte black, and then for the highlighter, you're going to want to do another shimmer shade, either a pearl color or a really light nude color works really well. The shimmer shades show really well on stage, so I definitely do not recommend doing flat for the silver or for the pearl kind of white color, because that can really not show well on stage. So you also are going to want to get 2 brushes to do this. You're going to want to get what they call a crease brush. This is for blending. A really good option if you don't have one already is an e.l.f. brush, the line e.l.f. They're pretty inexpensive. You can get them at Target or Walmart. And then you're gonna need a shader brush, which this is for the general application. So we're gonna start with the base color, which we're gonna do a silver color for the base color on her lid. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come into the shadow. You want to pat into the shadow and not kind of swipe into the shadow, because that's going to prevent fallout, so you don't have all this kind of snowing effect on her face when she's done. I'm going with a really shimmery shade. I've packed it onto my brush. I'm going to tap off any excess, and all you're going to do is pat this onto her eyelid, and you're going to come onto her lid and then a little bit above up into the crease as well, okay? So that is, and you can see why we do the tape here, because it's going to give you that nice clean line, and you want to just get it all over and make sure that you've got full coverage on the lid. I like to blend between colors just so that you don't have any harsh lines, so that I'm going to take my crease brush at the top so I can soften that line and just blend right through there, just like so. So now we've got the silver on. The next step is the black. This one you want to be a little bit more careful with, because we don't want to over apply this, because black can go south on us really fast. So you're going to want to basically draw the number 7. Okay, so the short part of our number 7 is along the lash line, so right along that line where the tape is. And if you're not comfortable using tape, I'm going to show you a little trick at the end here that you can do to kind of clean up that edge. And then, of course, we're going to work that black in through her crease too. So this is the short line of my 7, and then we're going to work it through her crease. Now, remember with black that less is more. We can always add to. It's a little harder to take away from. So I'm going to go ahead and take my crease brush now and work on just blending these edges out. So we're going to go just like a windshield wiper right above, and then right along here. And you can see this is still pretty soft. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more black to it. And you can kind of repeat this process until you kind of get the desired look that you're going for. So I'm going to go ahead and just pat some of the matte black on top of the silver up here in this outer corner. Just be careful not to take it above her brow bone, because that's going to be just a little bit too much and a little bit too dramatic. But we're just staying right along that number 7 line. And again, I'm just kind of patting this on here. And then I'll take my crease brush, my blending brush, and I'll just blend at the seams. So at the top there, so we you have a nice even line and then through here. All right, and we're just gonna blend that out. And can you open your eye for a second? Woohoo. All right, so the last thing we're gonna do here is the highlighter. And if you're using the same brush, just make sure you have kind of a towel on hand so you can wipe off between shades so you're not gonna mix kind of the black with another shade. I'm gonna use a nude colored shimmer shade on her for the highlighter. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the inner corner of her eye right here, just like that. And then all we're gonna do is pat this up along the brow bone here. So when she turns her head, turn your head, it will give you that kind of nice shimmer that is a nice effect for on the stage here. So, and you're just gonna kind of blend those right there together. All right, so our last couple of steps with the eye, optional, but I do recommend doing a liner. I particularly like the liquid eyeliner for the stage presence because it gives it a little bit more drama. Just if you're afraid of using liquid liner, just be really careful at the inner part of the eye here and don't press down too hard. And then as you come out to the outer edge here, we can get a little bit thicker with it, but start a little bit thinner at the inner corner. And again, that's where this tape is awesome because it gives you that easy line where we're just going to stop, okay? And then all we need to do is mascara for the eye. And if you are uncomfortable applying mascara onto your daughter, one thing I can recommend is doing the top side of the lash because that way it's a little bit easier. And then the other thing that we like to do is, open your eye, is just have your daughter blink through the mascara wand because that gives her, go ahead blink, a little bit more control so she's a little bit less nervous about it. Go ahead blink. And really focus on these outer lashes out here because that gives the eye a nice full, open, wide appearance. Okay, so we're gonna gently take our tape off. All right. And you can see it gives you that nice, clean line along the edge there. And I do like to do her lower lashes. It's a little easier, honestly, to do the lower lashes as well because that just gives that nice framed eye. All right, so there we have our cheer smoky eye, okay? Now for the lip, I definitely recommend that you use a long wearing lipstick. I would not use a gloss. You're gonna probably notice after your daughter competes that she may have random makeup stains on her uniform. So you wanna wear a product that has a little more staying power. I'm gonna use a matte liquid lipstick. One thing I can suggest to you too, if you're kind of not super comfortable with makeup application, a lip liner is gonna help. Just like with that tape, it's gonna set that line for you. So I'm just gonna line her lips. By the way, this is another option too. If you have a daughter who has really thin lips, the liner really does help with that. We don't wanna overline too much, but you can overline just a little bit to give the lip a fuller appearance. But like I said, you're just making it easier on yourself because you're basically coloring in at that point. So there is my liner. And I'm just gonna apply my matte liquid lipstick, starting in the center so that way we don't smear it all. It's easier to start in and work your way out instead of starting at the outer corner here. And we're just gonna fill that in there, being careful at the corner of the mouth there. And then to the top. Remember, where we first put this down is where the majority of the product is gonna deposit, so don't put it too close to your kind of outer lip because then you might get some smearing with it. All right, I'm gonna block. All right, so that is that. And it is not complicated. Just remember to do your number 7 with your black. I've got something on here. The only other thing she has on is foundation, and she did her eyebrows. One little extra thing you can do if you want to is just to add, that's highlighter, blush to her cheek right here if you want to do that. But you want to close your eye? Simple, right? Not complicated, so don't make it complicated. And I will be at practice on Wednesday if you ladies have any questions, all right?